What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the lab with another quest build. I've got a blueprint here for y'all that is an absolute monstrosity, something that reminds me of the old DEMI-GODs in 2K19, 2K20. This is a 6'10" version of one of the rarest names in all of 2K23. It's going to be really well rounded, can attack the rim with the best of them, has a nice jump shot, can be a primary creator for any squad, and then is an absolute hybrid defender on the defensive end, while also being very physically gifted. And at 6'10" with a max wing, you're going to be an absolute demon on defense and in the passing lanes. You're going to be able to do a lot of different things on this build. It has shades of Iguodala, Scottie Pippen, and Grant Hill. This is the 6'10" point forward. You don't often see this build in general at the city, but you rarely will see it at 6'10" with the capabilities of this blueprint. So let's jump right into it. You're going to be a small forward. You're going to be 6'10", 205 pounds with a max 7'8" wingspan, and you know we're going body shape build because what? We want to look menacing on the wood. So follow along to a T to get this name, and then tinker at your own discretion in your builder. There's some different variants, but to get this build at 6'10", you're going to have to follow along to a T with some of these attributes. We're going to get our close shot to a 67. It's going to be a badge thresh. We're going to get our driving layup to a 75. You know we go badge thresh heavy on these builds because we want to maximize potential and ooze all of the gruesomeness of these builds, but we're going to get our driving dunk to a 90. And then get your standing dunk to an 80 because we also want those big man contact dunks. But that's going to give us 18 finishing badges. We're going to be punting post control on this build because we're not necessarily going to be trying to ISO and take advantage of smaller players. You are going to be a primary creator, but not necessarily for yourself. So it's going to be more of a slashing type point forward, but with 90 driving dunk and 80 standing dunk, you're going to be able to get those contact dunks off rip on God swear left side curtains. And 18 finishing badges gives you some nice tier 3 allocation. Shooting wise, we're going to get our mid range to a 76 and then get your 3 ball to a 78. Those are going to be badge threshes. We don't want to go higher than a 79 on either category, but you can add a couple more to mid range to get one more badge. But we're going to keep it at 76 because we're going to allocate elsewhere, and we're going to put our free throw up to a 55. So that's going to give us 18 shooting badges. You're going to be able to shoot plenty fine on this build if you know your jump shot. High 70s is definitely hittable in this game. And you're not necessarily going to be punting anything, so they have to respect the jumper. They have to respect you slashing into the basket. So offensively, this thing is absolutely gruesome. But then playmaking is where this build really shines. We're going to get our pass actually to an 86. And then max out your ball handle and max out your speed with ball. To get the playmaker name, to get those point forward names at 6'10", you're going to need an 81 ball handle and a 72 speed with ball. Might even be a 71, but 72 is the badge thresh. And then to get the point forward name, you're going to need that pass actually to be an 86 or higher. The next badge thresh is at an 89. That's going to cost a nice chunk of chicken on here. But we're going to have 21 playmaking badges. You're going to be able to be, like I said, the primary creator for any squad. And at the 3, you might be matched up with some smaller peanuts that you can take advantage of when you're driving to the cup. Or you're going to get matched up against some bigger, girthier type players, and you're going to be too physically imposing, and you're going to be too quick. Just like Grant Hill, when he first came into the league, he really took the league by storm because they hadn't seen someone his size with his kind of handle. And similar to Scottie Pippen, those bigger type point forwards that can handle the rock and create for others. People love playing with those types of builds as a teammate and behind the sticks. And so playmaking wise, this build's an absolute freak. But defensively, I'm telling you, this thing goes cray. We're going to get our interior defense to a 74. We're going to get our perimeter defense to a 79. And that's going to be important because that gives us silver challenger and also unlocks perimeter defensive take. We're going to get our stealies to an 82, almost maxed. We're going to get our block to a 78. It's a badge thresh. We're going to max out our defensive rebound to a 93. That gives us that gold rebound chaser. That's huge on this build. Then we're going to offensive rebound 81. It's going to give us 26 defensive badges. This is definitely a two-way point forward, but it's not in the name. So people are probably going to think this is a little squishy on defense. You're going to be slighter, you're going to be long. It's going to look like you can just push this build around. But you can truly basically guard 1 through 5, and you're going to help out on the defensive glass, which is extremely crucial. Being at the 3 position, you do want to be able to help out defensively in all facets of the game. And 26 defensive badges is going to make this primarily a defensive-minded point forward, which is going to be nice to play solo dolo. You're going to be able to help out any squad, and people are going to have instant respect for this build. And then moving on to physicals, we're going to get our speed to a 71, get our acceleration to a 75. You can also add to your physicals in the Gatorade facility. We're going to keep our strength at a 49, get our vertical to an 82 for those elite contact dunks, and then put the rest on stamina at an 84. So giving this build a once over: 18 finishing, 18 shooting, 21 playmaking, and 26 defensive badges. Like I've been saying throughout the video, I think this is a defensive-minded playmaker that can also shoot and attack the rim like the best of them. Grant Hill really comes to mind because he was that tall, lengthy wing type player that was very pass first, that could play D, and had a handle that caught his opponents off guard. So this build at 6'10 is going to be very rare. Those of you who like to play on a bigger creator type build, this thing can be absolutely lethal in the right hands. And then going to takeover, you get finishing, playmaking, perimeter defense, and glass take. I love the array of takeover potential on this build. I really like going enhanced jump shot contests, keep you grounded defensively against those wing type players. And then let's go with finishing moves. So when you do attack the basket, you're going to be taking flight against anybody who's in the paint. And some of these are some big dog names. There you have it. You are going to end up with the 6'10 point forward. This thing is an absolute demon, demigod from the depths of the abyss. What do you guys think of this blueprint? What would you change? Would you try to allocate a few more badges with the mid-range, with defensively? But this is very rare. At 6'10, like I said, you're probably not going to see this at the city. Would you consider investing your hard-earned VC into this blueprint? Let me know in the comments. You know what time it is. Quest Sparrow.